Hello, this is Rental Car Route. This is a Porsche Panamera S eHybrid. I'm Jeff White, and I made a mistake. I made a horrendous mistake. I got offered this or a Corvette C7 Stingray, and I picked this. The only reason I did not pick the C7 Corvette Stingray over this was for the simple fact that it was yellow. And I hate yellow. I hate yellow cars. All yellow cars. Accents of yellow, I'm for, but this thing was all yellow. And I fucking hate yellow. So, I picked this over that. Because everything else on the lot I had driven. But I hadn't driven this, I hadn't driven the C7 Stingray yet. And I picked this. And I regret it. And I regret it because this is a very, very good car. It does what it needs to do very, very well. It seems to be very efficient. But it's not the most fun car, which in my opinion is why you spend six figures for a car, is because you want to have a lot of fun in them. And this just doesn't do what other Porsches I have driven. It doesn't tickle that car enthusiast part of me, that part that wants to have fun. But it is a very good car. I mean, let's talk about the details of it. 3-liter V6, about 300 something horsepower from the V6, about 90 something horsepower from the electric motor hybrid system. So combined, it's about 4 something, which is good power for a sedan like this. It seats 4 people comfortably. I've sat in the back seat, very comfortable seats. It's almost like, or it is like, not almost, but they took the front seats, as comfortable as they are, and they moved them and put them in the rear also. Great car. Just a great, it's good at what it does. The problem is just not, it doesn't do the fun thing very well. And you can see, look at these brakes. Those are gigantic for a sedan, or even for a sports car. Those would be big brakes, huge brake calipers. Michelin Pilot sport tires. So good tires, 255s in the front, and then in the rear, we've got 285s, good sized tires. It looks somewhat sporty with the quad tailpipes, and it's Panamera S, so it gives you this false impression that it's going to be, I expected it to be Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Like, you could cruise around on the freeway and get your crazy miles per gallon like you would in some sort of Prius, and then as soon as you clicked it over into sport mode, it would just transform itself. But it doesn't do that. It's very swift. When you are on windy roads with it, it's extremely swift. It picks up speed better than, I'd say it's probably one of the top, in picking up speed, not that the top speed is good, but in the way it gains speed and how effortlessly it does it, it's probably one of the, top cars I've ever driven without giving drama. It's like a warp speed spaceship. If you have ever flown a warp speed spaceship, which I have not, so. And you look at the interior, very Porsche 911-like interior, except for maybe this part over here, and the driving center is very Porsche 911. Tack right in the front. So it gives you the impression that it's going to be this Porsche 911 hybrid sedan. And I gotta say, it just doesn't, do the trick. It just doesn't. Very, very comfortable. Like I said, it's good at what it does, but it doesn't do what I want it to do. Plenty of buttons. You can see here. Plenty. You got sport and your suspension settings, and you can raise and lower the suspension and traction, and e-power and e-charge has got all these gadgetry and the typical Porsche layouts and everything like that. But Bose sound system, very comfortable car. You know, I like it. You put all the windows down, the sunroof open. I mean, yeah, it makes it better, but it just doesn't do what I think that the Corvette would have been just fun all the time. You know, let's see. We'll sit in the back seat here. You can see. And I mean, comfortable. I'm very comfortable in the seat. I could go for a while. And that's the thing. This thing for a long haul, long road trip would be just amazing. You know, good visibility. You know, when you're sitting back here, you got, you know, good visibility, plenty of vents, you know, to keep yourself. But like I said, it does this stuff very well. Take a look, show you the engine here. You can see the you know, all the orange cabling for the hybrid and all the electric power and stuff. You know, typical German, typical Porsche, you know, setup up here. Everything's very neat and laid out and extremely hard to get to if you ever had to work on it. And you know, you got your round reservoirs like all the Volkswagen Group stuff does have. And you know, like I said, it does what it does very good. And you know what, I'm not even going to do a drive portion of this, which is unfortunate, because that's the whole point in me doing these, because I would be going fast and you would think I'm driving a Chevy Malibu or something, and I'm just not going to put you through that. So this is the Porsche Panamera S eHybrid. If you're in the market for a Prius and you happen to have the money, 6 figures for one of these, by the time you're done with tax, title, and license, yeah, get this if you really want a hybrid. But if you want to have fun and you have to have a Porsche Panamera, from what I hear, the GTS is the way to go. This I wouldn't do. And unfortunately, I mean, as good of a car as it is for what it is, doesn't meet my needs, doesn't meet what I want in a car, and that sucks. But you know, that's when you try to mix these two worlds. I mean, like I was saying last night when I was driving it around, most Porsches feel alive. You know, when you fire that engine up, and that, especially in the 911, when that you know, flat six comes alive, you feel it through the car, and it almost prepares you for what you're about to experience. And this, you start it and nothing happens. It just, lights come on because it's the hybrid and it's ready. It's going to start off in electric mode, and then all of a sudden, as soon as you start going, the engine just kicks in. But it almost seems like an accident. That's the way it feels. It feels like it's doing it by accident. And you know, I like the styling of it. It's not the greatest styling in the world, but you know, for what it is, I mean, it looks just like a big 911 with 4 doors, which is fine. I'm not too, you know, if it really made me have fun, I would overlook that. But for the fact it's too good. Which is was my complaint about the Prius when I drove a lot of Priuses, was that it's such a good car that it does nothing wrong, that it's just that boring. It does nothing that I can really be pissed off at it about. I did drive recently a Prius with the optional wheel package, which gives us Toyo Proxies, on an autocross course, and I will say that was fun. But you have to get it on an autocross course, and you have to push it on an autocross course to really feel the benefit of those tires with that car. I'm sure with this thing, it would be fun on an autocross course too. But the problem is the guy buying this, he's not going to an autocross course with a Panamera S eHybrid. He wants to drive around in this thing. And that is a shame, because, I don't know. I mean, like I said, Porsche made a great car. It does it really well. It just doesn't give me that Porsche excitement, that Porsche feel that even the Boxster gave me. I mean, the Boxster felt alive and raw and kind of basic for what it was, and that, you know, gave me noises that made me excited. And I guarantee if I would have picked the Corvette, I would have, at the end of the trip, would have, because of the fun, would have overlooked the fact it was yellow. So that's my conclusion to this, and this is my rental car rally on the Porsche Panamera S eHybrid. And yes, I made a mistake, and I'm willing to admit that. And now I will be punished for my mistake, and I will have to redeem myself, and I will have to get the yellow Corvette and drive it around during the day in broad daylight, even though I hate yellow cars. So yeah, there it is. And sorry, there's going to be no driving portion of this video for that reason.